I say, not run. Don't be afraid. I will not leave you alone.
Amazing. He's like the white Muhammad Ali. He might not talk like Muhammad Ali, but he is the Muhammad Ali of the last generation.
With an all-time great. Not a generational great, an all-time great. A generational great would almost dictate that Oleksandr Usyk is just a great in the last 10, 15 years. No. Oleksandr Usyk is a great.
Alexander Usyk responded to Floyd Mayweather's claim by stating, "Boxing is a sport for gentlemen, not a street fight." Emphasized that true fighters don't merely run or talk big. They prove themselves in the ring.
Hey, listen, boxing, it's sport and the gentleman. It's not a street fight. It's a boxing. Listen, boxing. It's a boxing.
Say it again.
Do you think he was being dirty during the whole fight?
I don't have idea. I have no idea.
No.
Maybe.
Meanwhile, analysts point out the stark contrast between Alexander Usyk and Floyd Mayweather, noting that Usyk carries himself with humility and without ego. They commend Usyk for remaining modest despite his achievements. In contrast, Mayweather continues to view himself as superior to everyone in the sport. Usyk's grounded demeanor and deep respect for boxing set him apart, proving that true greatness doesn't always come with pride or self-glorification.
One of the best of all time. I know a lot of people are kind of probably going to hear me say that and say, you're going too far, you're this, that. Because I've seen that straight away. As soon as Usyk did that, he's 2-time undisputed heavyweight, 1-time cruiserweight, 3-time undisputed. His resume, yes, look, at heavyweight, it's a lot of rematches, but it's the way he's doing it.
Yeah.
And he's not just, okay, he could have 10 world, Deontay Wilder has 10 world title defenses.
Yeah.
Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury are the only ones you really have any kind of weight to them. Usyk is taking on the perceived either number 1 or number 2 in these defenses.
Yeah.
Fury perceived number 1. AJ at the time 1. Dubois number 2. He's taking like, all right, who's the next in line? All right, I'm fighting him.
Yeah.
That's the way he's doing it.
And he's doing it in a way in which is so beautiful to watch.
Derek Chisora has spoken highly of Alexander Usyk's remarkable mindset and exceptional boxing skills. He described Usyk as a mentally resilient and highly disciplined fighter who approaches the sport with unwavering focus. Chisora even joked that to defeat someone like Usyk, you'd have to be sick, highlighting just how difficult and frustrating it is to face him in the ring. He praised Usyk's movement, ring intelligence, and composure under pressure, calling him a true master of the craft. Chisora acknowledged that while Usyk may appear friendly outside the ring, once inside, he transforms into a dangerous and unstoppable force one that's nearly impossible to break.
Listen, what I'm saying is this, yeah. To beat Alexander Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head. Yeah?
You have to be mentally disturbed.
Yeah, because you have to understand.
Well, to take the fight in the first place.
Yeah, because when I saw him a couple of months ago,
Yeah.
I had a coffee with him, we were just chatting. The guy lives in Ukraine.
Yep.
Yeah. He goes, oh, before I came on the plane, I was sleeping in my house, and then those missiles were going over my house, and I didn't want to go in the bunker. I was like, I'll just go to sleep. There's some craziness, isn't it? I mean, like, hey, imagine you're in your house in Barna, Timbuktu, and then missiles are going. What are you gonna be like?
Yeah, he's cut from very different stuff.
Yeah,
isn't he?
exactly.
He's
So,
cut from
and
very
then
different
remember,
stuff.
so you have to come in there looking to go to the other side because he's looking to go to the other side. Mate, can you do us a favor? Can you stop beating us up? No.
Derek Chisora has drawn a comparison between Alexander Usyk and Muhammad Ali, referring to Usyk as the Ali of this generation. He praised Usyk's footwork, timing, and ring intelligence, noting that his ability to move so effortlessly for a heavyweight is a rare talent. Chisora emphasized that Usyk doesn't depend on brute force. Instead, he outthinks his opponents with grace and precision. According to Chisora, Usyk's calm presence and quiet confidence echo Ali's iconic style fighting with both flair and intellect. He described watching Usyk as poetry in motion, saying the Ukrainian has brought a refreshing elegance to modern heavyweight boxing, much like Ali once did.
Everybody gets it wrong. You don't box this guy. It's like, how can I explain it to you in a way you understand? You can't box him.
He's just too good.
He's just unbelievable great. Yeah, forget good. He's amazing. Yeah, he's great. He's amazing. He's like the white Muhammad Ali. He might not talk like Muhammad Ali, but he is the Muhammad Ali of the last generation. You understand? We have to give him the credit where it's due. Yeah. He is that guy.
Renowned boxing promoter Eddie Hearn has added his voice to the growing chorus of experts who believe Oleksandr Usyk is more than just a champion. He's a once-in-a-generation fighter. Hearn, who has worked with countless world-class athletes, highlighted the rarity of Usyk's abilities, calling him one of the most talented technicians the sport has seen in decades. Usyk's flawless transition from cruiserweight to heavyweight while preserving his speed, timing, and composure has left the boxing world in awe. Hearn's praise isn't mere flattery. It underscores how profoundly Usyk has redefined the standards for modern heavyweights.
Just, you're talking about one of the great generational. I watched the first 2 rounds, and Dubois looked really dangerous. Came out, backed him up, and then Usyk just decided, I can't allow him to back me up, so I'm going to go on the front foot and box aggressive here. And he knocked him spark out. Unbelievable. Just a true generational great.
With his latest dominant performance, Oleksandr Usyk has ascended into the upper echelon of boxing history. Analysts now rank him as the 4th greatest fighter of all time, distinction rarely awarded to active boxers. This recognition isn't based solely on his victories, but also on the caliber of his opponents, the decisive nature of his wins, and the remarkable consistency he has maintained throughout his career. Usyk's ability to adapt across weight classes and defeat elite fighters on their home turf speaks volumes. Placing him among the all-time greats is no longer a bold claim, it's a conclusion supported by data, performance, and legacy.
What's yours, Jerry? What's yours?
Oleksandr is the 4th greatest fighter on my personal all-time list.
Wow.
It's number 4. He's only behind Ali.
Oh, on your all-time list?
All time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Only behind Floyd, Ali, and Manny. So, I'm really high on Oleksandr.
Oleksandr Usyk is more than a champion. He is a symbol of technical brilliance and tactical mastery. His calm and composed demeanor outside the ring contrasts sharply with his razor-sharp instincts inside it. He doesn't seek attention, engage in endless trash talk, or chase the spotlight. Instead, Usyk lets his performance speak on his behalf.
The WBO, Frank Warren are very close. Joseph Parker is obviously a Queensberry fighter. So, there could be potential that they do what they did with this fight, what they did with the Dubois fight. It also means as well that, and maybe this is why, potentially it's because Riyadh's season shows from November onwards, and I doubt we'll see Oleksandr Usyk in the ring this year because it's only July, but he's only fought, and I would imagine Usyk is going to be one of these 6 to 8 month type of guys. That's the way he's been over the last 2 years. So you're looking probably February next year at the earliest when he finally fights again. So for me, it's like, right, well, that will be after the Riyadh and Ring Magazine's pay-per-views end, as in they're not going to be doing pay-per-view anymore. Maybe they look at that fight and think, Usyk Parker, it's a fight that, with the greatest respect, and Oleksandr Usyk is a very big name, it maybe does need that pay-per-view wall behind it in order to facilitate the purses that they could potentially forking out for it. So maybe that's why Riyadh season won't do it. Now, the Zone obviously have not ruled out pay-per-view. They're still going to do pay-per-view.
Oleksandr Usyk's resume speaks for itself. He has systematically dismantled both world champions and rising contenders. And his victory over Daniel Dubois only further solidified that reputation. Dubois, a physically imposing and powerful heavyweight, appeared to be a serious threat on paper, but Usyk neutralized him with strategic brilliance. Despite his dominance, Usyk has never let arrogance take root, remains humble, never proclaiming himself the greatest even as the world begins. To do so on his behalf? In a sport often driven by ego and showmanship, Usyk's quiet confidence stands as a refreshing exception.
It was sort of broken up in different directions. Even I wasn't sure because although I believe Usyk is the fighter of the generation in this weight class, he's at an age where, overnight you sort of show up and you don't have it anymore. Ali randomly lost to Leon Spinks around this age and whatnot, So you could get where all of a sudden, it's not there on the night. So And you know, you had
and heavyweights takes 1 second. One split second, you're off.
Yeah, exactly. And you also had a very motivated Dubois to add to that second, you know, who's a very powerful puncher and has sort of this bully mentality when he gets you in an uncomfortable position. But, you know, Usyk, you know, flawless performance technically, you know, stepping out to that weak side consistently, mixing up the jabs, making things uncomfortable for Dubois rhythm-wise.
He seemed more aggressive, right? Normally, I think with some of the bigger guys, he slides to the weak side, slides to the weak side. This was different.
I think with Dubois, the psychology is kind of out of the bag in that you got to kind of bully the bully, you know, and Dubois came out trying to bully him a little bit, so he started touching him and hitting him, and he started taking it to him because you start backing him up, you start putting him in a situation where he starts to doubt himself, and Dubois doesn't really come back from that very often. As a matter of fact,
he doesn't bend, he breaks.
In the fight, I thought he's a little bit awkward, Dubois. I don't know, but
he's one of those awkward strong guys.
Yeah,
he's just like super strong, awkward as hell.
He goes down and he takes the full count, and then he just gets up at 10 and walks across the ring right in front of Usyk, who's celebrating middle of the ring, like with his hands up in the air. Just casually walks right by Usyk's celebration as if he didn't just get counted out to 10.
Foreman Ali. Remember, he walks right to his corner.
Yeah. But I was like, dude, you could have got up. Like, you waited to 10, and then
he was a beaten man.
You waited to 10, and then not only you get up, you don't even have the presence of mind to realize, like, I'm walking right into the picture where he's celebrating.
But Paulie, he was a beaten man before the first knockdown.
What truly sets Oleksandr Usyk apart is that the praise he receives extends far beyond his era. Boxing fans, former champions, and analysts now speak of him alongside the sport's eternal icons. He's not just seen as the best of this decade, he's regarded as one of the greatest of all time. The historical significance of his achievements is already being etched into the record books, and his performances are studied as lessons in technical and tactical mastery, becoming undisputed in multiple weight divisions, defeating champions in their prime. In doing so with unmatched class and intelligence, has made his place in boxing history undeniable.
He tried to jab. He tried to throw that right hand, and he landed that right hand a couple of times, by the way. He got Oleksandr Usyk in the corner, and he was trying to work. But ultimately, he's in there with an all-time great. Not a generational great, an all-time great. A generational great would almost dictate that Oleksandr Usyk is just a great in the last 10, 15 years. No. Oleksandr Usyk is a great since boxing began. Since boxing began, people. Understand what we're watching here. We're not watching a generational great. We're watching an all-time great. That's what Daniel Dubois was in there with. There is a discussion in my brain right now as I'm talking to you about where Oleksandr Usyk is when it comes to the best heavyweights of all time. Like in my head right now, I'm thinking, who beats him?
A growing debate in boxing circles centers on whether Oleksandr Usyk has surpassed legends like Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather in terms of pure boxing ability. While Ali remains an icon and Mayweather retired unbeaten, some critics argue that Mayweather's resume lacks the same level of elite opposition during their peak years. Unlike Floyd, who often leaned on defensive tactics and strategic marketing, Usyk's reputation is founded entirely on skill, courage, and a willingness to face the toughest challenges without hesitation.
Interesting heavyweight division, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys thought of Usyk's performance, where he ranks in the all-time list. I know, everybody was big into their nostalgia, but remember, Soviets were not turning pro until the 90s, and I think that makes a big difference. That's another thing. Heavyweights are bigger. Lefties are more common now, and also the Soviet era of fighters did not start turning pro until the 90s. So the old days, they didn't have to deal with those guys. So a lot of things that also favor Usyk being a GOAT. But of course, man, it's hard to pick against Ali being the GOAT.
Ben Davidson, a respected figure in the boxing world, has added his voice to the chorus, praising Oleksandr Usyk's greatness. Davidson emphasized that Usyk's conquest of both the cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions is an exceptionally rare achievement. Becoming undisputed in both weight classes places him in a league of his own, showcasing his adaptability, resilience, and unwavering consistency qualities possessed by only a select few in the sport's history. What makes Davidson's praise particularly significant is that it comes from a trainer, not just a fan, someone who understands the intricate technical layers of boxing. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned, and until next time.